horrifying honor crime. Indian man beheads sister over forbidden love. In an act of horrifying brutality that lays bare the issue of honor crimes, a young man in India named Muhammad Riza was no, yeah, Rizaz was Riaz, excuse me. I'm dyslexic. Was apprehended after he callously beheaded his sister, Ashifa, over her forbidden love affair. The shocking incident unfurled on the morning of July 21st in the rustic village of Mithwara, situated in the northern state of Uttar Pradesh. The grisly aftermath, captured on video with Riaz strolling nonchalantly down the street holding his sister's severed head, went viral on social media, drawing global attention to the crime. The dispute at the heart of this incident was Ashifa's steadfast refusal to terminate her romantic relationship with Chand Badu, a local man with whom she had previously eloped 3 months prior. Enraged, yeah, I'm Rizaz, fuck, retorted,
Ria is Riaz, I think.
I can't read, retorted with
Riaz.
an unthinkable act of violence. Upon his arrest and subsequent interrogation, Officer Raghuvir Singh revealed that Riaz made a chilling confession, unflinchingly admitting that he murdered his sister because of his vehement disapproval to her love affair with Badu. He further expressed his indignation at Ashifa's adamant refusal to end her relationship. This grotesque act, a stark and distressing reminder of the lethal honor crimes that continue to plague societies around the globe, sent shockwaves through the community, inciting a call for greater measures against such heinous acts. So, this is like super. I saw the footage of this that like completely uncensored, right? And Armin, do you remember that case that happened in Iran? I think it was last year where that guy murdered his wife because she ran away from him because he was abusive, and then he beheaded her and was just walking down the street with her head in his hand. It was basically that exact same thing.
Mm.
You see him carrying something and for a second it looks like a bag and then you're like, "Oh no, he's carrying this severed head by the hair in his hands." And what's so sad is that so apparently this girl wanted to run away with this guy that she was reportedly in love with. And so they tried to run away together and the police arrested them. They arrested her boyfriend, charged him with kidnapping, and returned her to her family. And then she was murdered by her family. She was murdered by her brother. Meanwhile, her boyfriend is still in jail.
What about the brother?
He's in jail too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So consensual. So they're both adults.
Mhm.
The boyfriend and okay. So consensual adults decide to live together and be in love with each other and spend time with each other, and the government considers that kidnapping and sends you by force to the family that treats you like this.
Mhm. Mhm.
So here's the thing. So the brother and the sister, they're from a Muslim family. I'm assuming. Am I assuming right?
Yes, my understanding
Mm.
is that yeah, so these people are Muslims, I mean, obviously by the name. And then the I've heard, I based on some reporting that her boyfriend was like even from the same community, like the same caste, same religion, like everything. They just didn't
So was
so it
married?
wasn't
Was
even like,
married?
"Oh, this is a lower caste situation, blah blah blah," because that's commonly a impetus for honor crime.
So
Um
this one is just outside of marriage relationship. That's why it was a bad relation. The fact that
I
it
think
was
they
outside
even
of
wanted
marriage.
to get married, they just had to run away. Like, it said that they were trying to elope. That means that you're trying to run away to get married,
Yeah, but they were together before marriage, so that's what makes it forbidden.
I guess.
I guess. Right. So here's the thing: we have seen now multiple times where people from an Islamic family, when they behead the woman for honor related issues, that they carry the head and walk with it for people to see. So they display lack of care and pride while they're walking around, and they are basically there to get arrested, but they want to display, they want to be seen with the head of the person in their hand, right? So because some people might ask, like, if you are so what if this is like a crime that of passion, a crime like that in anger, like why are they going out of the why would they, if they're just you would assume that they would just kill the person, but to
Mhm.
behead somebody takes a lot more work than to just kill somebody, right? So you would say, like, why are they like doing it? Why are even if they're killing the person out of anger, why are they going out of their way to just behead the person? And then why are they why are they going out with the head and displaying it? And I think the whole that extra those extra steps is, I think people who don't understand this don't understand the psychology behind this. The killing was not necessarily out of, like, it wasn't just the anger at that person. It's about your standing within the community. That's where most of the hurt is coming from. So a person that is doing this, the major, the emotional uh, damage that they're experiencing is not that this person, my sister did something wrong and now I want to get revenge off of her. That's not the thinking. The thinking is that my standing in society as a man, it's embarrassing. It's ridiculous that a man lets his sister do such a thing. Like, I have no control over the woman in my family. So with that mindset, then you see why they want to display the head in public, because you are bragging about, you want to restore your manhood, your standing, your reputation as a man in society. You want to be like, look, I am not a person. This is what you're saying basically. Look at me. I am not a person that would tolerate the woman in my family do such a thing. I am willing to pay the ultimate price for it. I am willing to go to jail for it, because we are not like this. Our family is not like this. Women in our family don't get to just do this and get away with it. We have control. We are not weak men. We are strong men. Women in our family are not out of control. If something bad happens, we clean the honor of our family. So that's the mindset that you have to look at this to be able to, I mean, not to make sense of it because it doesn't make any sense, but to be able to explain what's happening here. I don't want to seem like I'm excusing things by explaining it. I hope you people understand what I'm saying here.
No, of course, you're not justifying it, but it is
Yeah.
really important to understand the internal logic of these actions, right?
Right.
Um, but yeah, exactly. They these incidents and these cultures do have their own internal logic. It's just one that's extremely abusive. And it makes me so upset knowing how many women try to escape these situations and they're constantly returned back to their families. Especially it's considerably worse in a lot of countries that have male guardianship laws, where they're constantly returned back to their abusers. And then it's to the point where it's like, honestly, actually, I shouldn't say that. Like, it would just be they you're basically returning them back to get killed. Like, in a situation like this, like when a woman is returned back, I'm like, there's an extremely high probability that she will become a victim. And it's because of the authorities. Yeah. This is why a particular issue in India is when people want to get married without their parents' consent, because of all the cultural factors that come into play. The police will often automatically side with the family, even if they're fully grown adults and they're all consenting. But you can just file a kidnapping charge against people, and then they get returned. And meanwhile, the boyfriend is the one that's still in jail.
Mm. Yep. So a lot of people in the chat said that they have seen the video. Wow, you
It's
guys, okay.
horrific. It's so bad.
Yeah. Okay, so let's read the super chats and then thank you guys again for the super chat. Bud is saying certain Sunni Islamic sects allow Muslim men to marry Christian women and Jewish women. Armin, is this allowed in Shia Islam too? Susanna, what do you think of interfaith marriages in Islam? Yes, in Islam, both Sunnis and Shia sects believes that um, people who are Ahlul Kitab or people of the book, which means Jewish and Christian, the men can marry Jewish and Christian women, but Muslim men are allowed to marry Christian women and Jewish women, but Muslim women are not allowed to marry anybody other than Muslim men.
Yeah, if you're asking for my
Yeah,
opinion, that's exactly what I was gonna say. I was gonna say it's one-sided.
one sided. Yeah,
Easy answer,
but
it's one-sided.
yeah, but Muslim men are not allowed to marry any other religion. So Muslim men are allowed to marry Muslim women, um, Christian women, and Jewish women. Other women, if they're interested in, they have to take them as sex slaves. They can't marry them, but they are allowed to have sex with other women as well. But as long as they take them as sex slaves, Islamically, that's what you're allowed to do.
Mhm.
Most Muslims don't know this, by the way, or believe. Okay. But anyway, so next super chat is by Oxymoron. Says the question is there any is there a country that really thrived because of democracy other than the US? Not Japan, not UK, not Russia, not France, not South Korea, just one success story. Well, no, all of these countries are examples of that, so I don't know why you're saying not Japan. All of these countries are countries that thrive because of democracy,
Well,
and there are
not
many other
Russia.
countries like, yeah, not Russia exactly. Russia is not a good example. South Korea is a good example. Most European countries are a good example. So yeah, there's many examples that thrive because of democracy. All right,
Yeah, I'm curious about why you disqualified those countries
all
from
these
the
other
list. Yeah, I
I
think
don't
I
know.
need more
Doesn't make any
explanation
sense.
about your reasoning.
Yeah. Anyways, let me go to
Asian American Taiwan.
yes, Taiwan. Thank you. Taiwan, Hong Kong, yes. Yeah, actually, you can see the difference. You can see how Taiwan and Hong Kong advance better, more than China, because they're more democratic. That's exactly why they're advanced faster, more.